right, man. Listen, we're all in the same boat here. This was a show I was hoping we weren't going to have to do tonight, but this is just the way it's unfolding, kids. This is going to be like we'll call it a Golden State Warrior funeral, and Creative Tony, this is like a general admission funeral. So come on in. You know what I mean? Grab a seat. If you got a cocktail, go ahead and sip it. If you got some delish rolled up, you go ahead and toke that. Whatever it takes to kind of bring you back down after a very, very frustrating end of the Golden State Warriors season in Minnesota. The final score is in 121-110. We all saw it. I don't even know where to begin. You want to talk about the turnovers? You want to talk about the lack of defense in the paint? Creative Tony, there's so many different routes to take, but I just got to say emotions first. I'm just really disappointed. Like I had hopes that the Warriors could go in there, punch him in the face for one night. Just give me one night. Shout out to Phil Collins. Give me just one more. That might be what it takes tonight, dude. It might take Phil Collins, Howard Jones, you know what I mean? All the sappy 80s ballads we can come up with just to ease the sting a little bit. But, Tony, how you doing, bro? Enough of me. How's your head over there in St. Carlos?
Electric funeral. Electric funeral.
Dude, you know what? The best thing I've heard you say all week. And it reminds me that I haven't listened to Electric Funeral recently enough, so I'm going to have to change that. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe you, me, and Marcucci once had an Electric Funeral jam up at his old trailer in the just hitting that riff over and over. Anyway, Tony, your head in San Carlos, disappointing end to the Warriors season. How you feeling, man?
Yeah, it's very disappointing. And I just want to say
whatever you want to say. Yeah.
Course, and we're going to give Longbridge Pizza some love here in a second. But I just want to say I tip my cap to the Minnesota Timberwolves, but and it is an underlined, capitalized, bold-faced but.
Shout out I forget the artist, but late 80s, Tony, shout out doing the butt. So you want to talk about butt? I got to throw out was that heavy? No, who the hell was? I forget. Help me out in the comments. Who was that?
Doing the butt. I forget who that was.
Anyway, doing the butt. It's out there, Tony. Help me. Yeah.
No, I don't know. Sorry. I was just getting a question from Megan. Sorry. Hold on. My train of thought. I hope that the all of Minnesota, the fans, the team, Father Finch, everybody, I hope they understand how lucky they are that they didn't have to face the full squad.
You know what? Let me address that real quick because I can actually speak to that. I know exactly what you're saying. So years ago, when I was a high school student and a college student, I lived on the East Coast. I was in Jersey. I was in Boston. And during those years, the New York Knicks had a really good team with Pat Riley coaching, and they would go to the Eastern Conference Finals almost every year in the early 90s, but they could never beat Michael Jordan. Okay, keep that in mind. A couple of years later, we're talking 94, 95, Jordan bows out. He goes play baseball. And during the time when Jordan was away from the NBA, the Knicks finally beat the Chicago Bulls in the Eastern Conference Finals, but it was a Scottie Pippen-led team, and they went to the finals. They lost to the Rockets in 7. Shout out Rod Brooks. He knows all about that series. But my point is, as a guy rooting for the Knicks back then, it was cool, but it wasn't quite the same because they beat the Bulls without Jordan, and that's exactly what the T-Wolves just did tonight. Yeah, feel good. You're going to the Western Conference Finals. That's going to be actually, that thing is still getting played out. Denver and OKC are in a slugfest, but how Minnesota matches up against either of those teams is anybody's guess. We'll see how it goes. But my point is, I agree with you. It's not the same, and it can't be as sweet, even for a guy like Anthony Edwards, who wants to be acknowledged as this new guy on the block. He's going to be the new face of the league, maybe in a year or two. But you got to take out the old dogs, and unfortunately, Steph Curry could not go. That made it all the more painful, watching Steph standing there, dude, in his tan sweatsuit or whatever with that turtle around his neck. I'm like, damn, that's a cool looking turtle, but I'd rather see you in your tank top playing ball. You know what I mean, T?
Just eat. I mean, it's got to be eating him alive. And also, Minnesota, that was a pretty sloppy game on their end, too. I mean, the Dubs, definitely a sloppy game. But Minnesota
we can't do anything. The Warriors, their inability to take care of the basketball was a major problem in this series. They turned it over. Go ahead. Yeah.
You got to give Pajemski some love, though. He answered the bell tonight. I think what he ended up 28 or 30.
I'll go through the numbers in a sec. I got him right here. Yeah. Pajemski, Tony gave you 28 points. He led the team in scoring. Pajemski, 28.
Butler, dude, Butler in the second half. So, I mean, he must be really under the weather still.
That's what they're saying. I don't know if you heard that, Tony, but before you go into your Butler thing, and I haven't addressed him yet tonight either, but yeah, the word on the street is Butler is still sick. He's under the weather with some undiagnosed bug, whatever it is. It's been going through their locker room. So yeah, playoff Jimmy, not quite what we needed from him tonight. He came through with 17 points. He was on the floor for 40 minutes. He led the team in minutes, but they weren't really productive. He shot 4 of 10 from the field, and in an elimination game, I'm going to ask Jimmy Butler for more than 17, Tony.
Yeah, you got to get more than 17.
Yeah, Butler. Man.
I feel bad for him because he came over here, dude. They were 28 and 13 with Butler.
Yeah,
and they had visions of grandeur. They had visions of the Larry O'Brien, and
I did too. Actually, I really did. I thought it was actually on the table. I'm not saying it was going to be easy or the Warriors even would have gotten that far, but I had hopes, Tony. Like, my hopes were up. Butler, Curry, Draymond leading the way. I'll take my chances with that trio. I really will. But we never got to see it come to fruition, at least not in this series.
Yeah, no question, man. And also, I want to just give our boys at Long Beach people some love as we get this show on the road. Let's get this show on the road. I'm going to crack my beer, too, at some point here in the next minute or two. But, Paulie, we had the plan to do this on Sunday for Game 6. Obviously, that's not going to happen. So, as Paulie loves to say, we're going to pivot and come up with a new plan, a new reason to celebrate, a new reason to get together and hang, do a roundtable broadcast with the Bay Area Sports Collective brothers, and we'll figure it out. So just stay tuned, everybody. We will definitely do something soon at Long Bridge Pizza. But Paulie, go for it. I know you want to talk about the Senor.
I do. Yeah, it's all I got left, dude. It's all I got left after the Warriors got eliminated. It's just going to be me and the Senor Pie for the rest of May. You know what I mean? Like, I was hoping to have like multiple engagements with the Warriors, but now it's just going to be me and the Senor Pie. And by the way, welcome aboard Joe Schmo, Nikki DiFrancesco, Don Peralta, Johnny Red, John Joseph, Stevie B, Christian Narag. Greg's putting in the hours, bro. You are the Lou Gehrig, bro. You're the Lou Gehrig and the Cal Ripken Jr. Of the Polymac Particle community. This kid shows up. I even texted him today. I go, Rags, listen, it's going to be a late show. We're probably not going to start till after midnight East Coast time. So just take the night off. He's like, nope, I'm coming. Larry, there he is. Rags, you really do. Let's effing go. That's what we're trying to do, man. All right, listen. The Senor Pie at Long Bridge Pizza is something they're only going to roll out for the month of May. So get down there and enjoy it while you can. It's a really interesting combination of ingredients. Let me run through them for you. Obviously, you're going to get that sourdough crust, your tomato sauce. But here's where it gets interesting. The cheddar mozzarella blend, the chorizo, the red onion, the spicy pickled peppers. Took me like a week and a half to say that without stuttering. The crema, the Cholula, the cilantro. It's all freaking there, Tony. And it all combines for like a very zesty, lime-flavored kind of experience when it comes to your pizza. And that's what they're doing down at Long Bridge Pizza. They're serving up lots of interesting flavors, great sandwiches, great pizzas, great beer on tap. Get on down there and enjoy the atmosphere. Tony was right. We had a plan. We were going to announce this tonight, provided the Warriors won the game. We had a big day ready to go on Sunday, man. We're getting ready to like put tickets on sale so we can ensure that everybody had a spot that wanted to be there, kind of control the crowd that way. We had Tom Tolbert, we had John Lund, we had Rod Brooks on hand, all ready to make an appearance and hang out and watch the game. But it is not to be. We're going to have to wait till next year for that. But anyway, Tony, my 2 cents on Long Bridge and whatever you have to say, and then we'll proceed.
I just want people to get out to now. It's time to put the hoop shoes away, put the basketballs away, and time to bring out your glove and your bat, and let's get into Giants baseball. I can't really talk about Jordan Hicks today, or maybe because I'm going to get too worked up. But I'm just saying that the A's are in town, and so if you want to get to Long Bridge before or after the A's series, night game Friday. Night game Saturday, day game Sunday. I think it's 7:15, 6:05, 1:05 at the Yard, as they say. So go to Longbridge before or after Giants games, or stop by Longbridge, grab your gabagool, grab your sandwich, and bring it to the Yard.
Thanks, Tony. Hey, real quick question for you, man, about with your kids, because I love the age that your kids are at right now. Like they're not in high school. They're like, what are they? What grades are they in, both your kids?
4th and 5th. They're only 14 minutes apart. Yeah, so 4th and 5th.
Yeah, my kids are like that too. Let's get this over with. Bang, bang. There's 2 kids. Now we got to raise them. You know what I mean? I'm just kidding. I love my kids. Tony, do your kids prefer night games or day games? I'm just asking.
Day games for sure.
Really? Oh, see, my kids like the night games. I thought it was cool staying up late and all that stuff. They like the night games. All right,
they follow in their grandfather's footsteps, who loves day baseball. My dad lives for day baseball, and I think he passed it down to me, and then I passed it down to the kids because they love day baseball too. So,
well, we all do. We all love day baseball, and you know what? You're right, Tony. I mean, after tonight, man, this show is going to take a major turn. Out on the high seas, dude. We're going to become a very baseball-driven show for the next few months, and why shouldn't we, man? We haven't really put in our reps with Giant baseball, but that's only because the Warriors have had our attention. And it's just a really disappointing thing to see come to an end like this, like you said up front, with Steph Curry on the sidelines. And I guess, Tony, just to start big picture, I don't know, where do they go from here? Seriously, where do they go?
I prefer where do we go now? Where do we go? Oh, that's my Axl Rose.
I like it.
Paulie, at first I want to know, I think I know the answer to this question, but are you fully now on the Knicks bandwagon? Because I don't know what bandwagon I'm jumping on, because I do like to jump on bandwagons. I'm a bandwagon.
I'm rolling with 7th Avenue. I'm rolling with the Garden. I'm going to join in on that block party. They got a great thing going there. Now, the Boston Celtics beat their ass tonight in Boston, but I still think the Knicks are going to win that series. They got two games to win one. I think the Knicks will find a way to get that done. No Tatum. The Celtics stepped up tonight on their own floor. That was exactly what I was hoping we would see from the Warriors. But, dude, not enough offensive punch. Again, the carelessness with the basketball had to be driving Steve Kerr nuts. That one play in the third quarter, I think it was late third, early fourth, there's a timeout. They come out of the timeout. Pajemski gets the ball, and he goes up in the air, and he freezes, and then he just throws the ball on the ground. Turnover. Kerr, that was the most pissed off I've seen Kerr in a very long time. Pajemski on the sidelines. Yeah.
Also in the West, then. So are you going to jump on this T-Wolves bandwagon, or are you going to root for the winner of the OKC Denver series?
I'm gonna root for Denver, and I'll tell you why. I like the Joker. I like watching him play. Jesus Christ, the game between Denver and OKC last night, that was insane. That was an incredible basketball game. And somebody crack that on the mic. I want to hear. Oh, you already opened it.
I already opened it. Sorry, buddy, but I'm going OKC, dude, because I'm going WCC Pride with Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren, buddy. So I actually hope I hope OKC wins the series, and I hope they kick the living crap out of the Minnesota Timberwolves, because this is going to sound like super sour grapes. So let
it fly. That's why we're here, man.
That's my preface. My preface is that this is sour grapes, but I don't think Minnesota truly, sure, they deserve to be there because they won the basketball series, but they couldn't be any luckier than to not have to play against the best shooter in the history of the game. So I just would love to see OKC just wipe the floor with them.
I think, in my opinion, I think that OKC or Denver will be able to handle Minnesota. I think Minnesota's good. I don't think they're ready to take that big step yet, though. In fact, I don't think they can beat Denver in a 7-game series. OKC maybe, because they're an inexperienced team. I mean, that is something that could wind up hurting them in the next round, even though the Timberwolves don't really have a lot of experience in the conference finals either, a tiny bit, but not much. But I think Denver can handle them. So it's going to be interesting. I don't know. I mean, let me ask you this. If you're not going on board with the left-handed Jalen, I mean, I don't know what else you're looking for. You got a little point guard. He shoots lefty. They're playing in New York City, and still that's not enough for you. So where are you going to go in the East if it ain't the Knicks? Who are you going with?
No, I'll probably go Knicks as well, but I just
Tony, what do you want to bet? You gonna back your Pacers? You're gonna get some Pacers, little Halliburton love? Is that what we're gonna do?
No. I love Brunson's game, but that'll be it. I mean, assuming the Knicks advance, that'd be a hell of a series, man. Because the Pacers, it's Pacers Knicks, because the Pacers are doing really well right now, man. So I don't know. I just feel like I want OKC
I don't know.
Oh, hold on. Where is it? Oh, I don't have it. Sorry. I want OKC to. I think OKC is going to come out of that series. First of all, and then second of all, I want them to just handle their business against Minnesota, because again, sloppy game. I think the Ant-Man, and by the way, that graphic still pisses me off, that It was the last game. They didn't do it tonight, but it was in game 4. In game 4, where the national broadcast said, Ant-Man takes down LeBron. Ant-Man takes down KD. Ant-Man takes down Jokic. And I'm like, first of all, it's not just Ant-Man. He's got his team of teammates. And then it said,
player on the floor for them tonight was Randall. It wasn't
Ant-Man. But then it was
Randall in my mind. Yeah.
Right. But then the next graphic says Ant-Man takes on Curry. And it was in game 4, dude. He hasn't seen Curry since game 1.
Yeah,
like,
right.
That kind of stuff pisses me off because, again, Minnesota, you're very fortunate. You're very lucky that you won this series and that you didn't have to play against Steph Curry. And a lot of trash talking and all the goodbyes. Like, I think it's probably to Draymond and Jimmy Butler, directed at those two guys probably. But it's very, very fortunate they didn't have to see the baby-faced assassin, as they call him.
Well, I thought Julius Randle was the best player on the floor for them in most of the series. I mean, Anthony Edwards had moments and he can pop and score and all that, but he was also very careless with the basketball. And that's what I mean. Like, Anthony Edwards is an immature player. He's not completely formed or polished yet. Where you see how haphazard he is when he's dribbling the ball around. He's getting his pocket picked by Moody. I think Podziemski took it out of his hands at one point as well. So I'm not overly blown away with Anthony Edwards. Yes, he's a big talent, but again, he still has to grow up. And there's a lot of room for improvement there. But back to Randall, dude, I just felt like Randall tonight and last game, he was basically doing whatever he wanted to do. And by the way, when he threw the elbow into Santos's face, no problem. Just common foul. Everybody just keep playing. Keep playing. I mean,
even though the rule of the law of the foul is that contact to the face or the head, right?
Yeah, it can't go above the shoulder. Yeah, it's not supposed to go above the shoulder. Yeah.
Okay, anyway, so why call it? And by the way, let's fine Draymond Green $50K for being, whatever you said about the refs and the 5.5 point spread. Let's fine him $50K.
Dude, I saw an article about that. I think it was the same piece we both read that I sent you from ESPN. And at the bottom of that article, Tony, it has all of the dollar figures, all the totals that Draymond Green has had to pay in his NBA career. He is ready for this, dude. He is just under $1 million in fines since in his career. He's at like $932,000, for his entire career. If you amass all the fines, So Draymond too. Draymond was trying. He was shooting. He was trying to score. He was trying to be offensive minded, but he did get beat defensively several times too. It was hard to see that. Because Draymond played so well in the Houston series. Like, they all did. I felt like there was a big drop-off. And I have to think, like, it goes beyond Steph Curry, because if you look at game 1, Steph Curry only played 1 quarter, and then he was out. And the Warriors still handled their business, and they played with confidence and force and purpose, and they protected the ball. But then the next 4 games without him, it's just everything started to unravel. They couldn't find offense, and they have to have an answer for size, which they don't. They have to have an answer for a guy like Randall. They have to have an answer for a guy like Gobert. Right now, Tony, I don't see it. I don't see that they do have that answer.
Utah, give me 2.
I got 2 things, Paulie, and I have 2 things a lot lately. I think it's just my excuse to play.
Utah, give me 2.
But Paulie, the Curry thing, I think, is a huge mental factor, because he is not only just the best shooter ever to play the game, but he also is that spiritual bond that he keeps everybody linked. Like, I kind of look at it as like my grandmother, who lived to be 96. She was like the link that kept the family together, that kept the family going together. And we still hang out, but like not as much.
We still hang out. Yeah.
Not as much, because she demanded it, and she was the life force. And like,
she's old school. That's how the old school people were. We got to keep the group happening. We got to get everybody together. Yeah.
And Curry is that way. He was that way about just, and so I feel like when they don't have him on the floor, it's a huge emotional, spiritual loss, right? And so I don't know, man. They played kind of lost at times in these games, and I've never seen. Steve Kerr was very frustrated in that second half tonight.
He should have been frustrated watching this guys just throw the ball around like it's some preseason affair. I mean, guys, protect the basketball, for Christ's sake, man. It's an elimination game, and if they could have, here's another example: they cut the lead to 9 points. Okay. In the fourth, they cut it to freaking 9. What do they do on the next possession? They turn it over and it turns into Minnesota points, and then it just got away from them again. So every time they got close to getting their hands around this thing, more turnovers, we just shoot them in the foot. Joey C, with those ribs, dude. I'm looking at those ribs every night. Pretty soon I'm going to have to go get some ribs for myself. Go get Giannis. Holmes, I couldn't agree more. Now, I know for a fact Giannis would love the Bay Area. Giannis would be hailed as a freaking, I mean, you can imagine like the love affair San Francisco would have with him. He's been playing in a tiny market up in Milwaukee for so far in his career. It would be nice to have him on a bigger stage. And I know Joe Lacob and the rest of those guys going to try to make that happen. We'll see. There's a long way to go before that happens, Joey C. But I appreciate you checking in as a super. And by the way, because he's a VIP green too, Tony, let's update everybody. Where are we with the we're not going to do it tonight. It's too late and everybody's in a bad mood. So we'll give you like the 1 hour. We'll wrap tonight. But for the next few shows, when we're getting ready to turn our bonus content on, Tony, what's our timetable as far as what we do?
I know, but you keep saying turning bonus content on it. It's a separate show. We would do a separate show. It wouldn't be like we would like I don't know, just kind of say now it's bonus minutes. We would end the current show and start a new show with the PMP VIPs, or do separate shows like at different times of the day, or like if we did like an 11 a.m. show and then the Giants have a night game, or let's pretend that the Warriors had a few more games, we could do a post-game show or post-game trade.
Let's just pretend. Hey, no, you're talking like semantics, Tony. I'm talking like timetable, like when can we start giving them some extra stuff? Because that's what they're asking.
Within the next week or so.
Okay.
There's a lot of back end stuff. And so again, people, thank you so much. The PMP VIPs. And if you want to become a PMP VIP, there's right next to the subscribe bell. You can click on that and become a member of the PMP VIP, and we're gonna give extra content. We're gonna do hangouts. We're gonna do chats. We're gonna do maybe jam sessions. Lots of stuff. Paulie and I were brainstorming the other day about all the different stuff we can do, and we're stoked to get going on it. A main thing is we need to create a database of all the VIPs, and that way I can contact them and say, hey, we're doing a chat. We're doing a chat tonight. At 9 o'clock, be on board, that kind of thing. So,
well, Tony, back to the game for a second, back to just the state of the Warriors and like the aftermath of this whole thing. I heard Steph Curry say recently, I think it was before the Minnesota series, maybe during the Rocket series, he was doing an interview and, somebody asked him like, how long do you want to play? And he said, Steph said point blank, I am playing to win another championship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At this point, Tony, because I think this is the first time, if I go rack through my brain real quick, this is the first time Steph Curry's ever had to stand there and watch the season end without him on the floor. He has missed time in the playoffs before, but never like in an elimination situation like tonight. So I would anticipate this is going to be maybe the most painful offseason Steph has ever had, because he knows how close they were. He knows what it was all becoming, and he couldn't contribute. So, right. I guess Steph talking about winning another title, do you still feel that's possible?
They got to get younger and they got to get bigger, man. Younger and bigger. It's something they got to do, and they got to consider that in the offseason. There's going to be a huge conversation with Kuminga now too, because of the way he played the last few games. Oh, hang on, Patty from Napa. What did she say? Patty from Napa. Super. Get your IT department working on it. Stat.
Well, you know what's funny, Patty? Check this out. And this is like the last thing you guys want to hear, but this is the only thing I can say. You're looking at the IT department. And by the way, guess how much training and experience I have in the IT? Zero. I usually go in there and get like, guys, my computer doesn't work. Help me. Anyway, Patty, no, thank you so much. We're working on it. We will get there. Yes, T.
On this also, I want to give Pine Needle some mad love because he emailed us, and Pine Needle, I responded to you, buddy. And but he sent pictures of him joining and becoming a member of the PMP VIP on his cell phone, on his smartphone. So it is possible to do on your phone or your laptop. So thank you for that, Pine Needle. We're all learning this together, which is actually really freaking cool. If you ask me, seriously, like it's I love this experience because we're literally all diving into the deep end together. And let's just, it's like Adult Swim, that's what we're doing basically, Adult Swim. How
about Adult Swim bathing suit optional, Tony? Let's make it interesting. Let's spice this up a little bit, or like, yeah.
John Joseph already said about the PMP BIP Hanks. He says, just no skinny dipping is what he said on the PMP.
Well, but you never know. Hey, John Joseph, you never know, bro. You could be the first one in the pool if the mood is right? You never know what's going to happen. I might be right behind you, dude. I could be right behind you. Anything's possible.
Paulie, this has nothing to do with anything. Well, it kind of does, but I was talking. I didn't know this until today. Yeah. But you were saying that it was a sloppy game, and the Timberwolves were sloppy game. I'm so pissed. And you were saying that Anthony Edwards sloppy and just immature, right? And not. Yes. Well, dude, do you understand he has 4 kids already? Do you know that?
I did not know that. What is he, like 23 or something?
Dude, you want to talk about like sloppy? I mean, listen to this, dude. He has a kid born in September of 2023, a kid born in October of 2023.
Oh my God, dude. What is he doing? Maybe he's going after Bob Marley's record. You know what I mean? He's like, Bob Marley's got 36 kids. I'm not going to stand by and let that happen. I'm going for 37. You know what I mean? How many kids did Marley have? Your guy, Bob, how many?
Allegedly 22. Allegedly.
That's what I'm saying. So Ant-Man's like, you know what, dude? I'm not going to let Bob Marley outperform me. You know what I mean? I'm a competitive all-star. I want to put my numbers up. I'm going for 23. Hell, I'll go for 25 if I need to. So he better keep playing basketball. He's going to have a lot of college tuitions to pay pretty soon.
That blew me away. I was like, speaking of sloppy, dude, he has 4 kids in like less than 2 years. I was like,
oh, very good. Actually, Tony, I got to tell you, that was I think he just kind of like, I don't think it was like constructed this way, but that was a really funny joke. Because, dude, you want to talk about being sloppy. He's got 4 kids. I mean, it's not bad. Dad, you got to tighten up that goalie, man. Your goaltender's letting shots in as should be. Well, maybe that's the problem. He's got to take some responsibility there. It's not all,
take a stroll down that aisle in the pharmacy.
Trojan Man. Remember those commercials? Trojan Man. Yeah,
dude, make sure you get the reservoir tip and you're fine.
Oh,
right?
Jesus Christ.
What? It's a fact, man. That's how they're constructed. It's
a reservoir tip. Listen to this guy.
Yes,
you want to tell us what the function of the reservoir tip is now that we're getting into latex products and birth control devices? Go ahead, Tony. Enlighten the class.
To catch the swimmers, Paulie.
Wow, this kid's going. Listen to this kid. How many beers did you have during the game? Tell me the truth.
0. I had to hold a little league all-star meeting and tryout like literally 3 hours ago. So this is my first beer of the night. So
how'd that go, by the way?
Oh, fantastic! How did the tryout go?
Yeah.
It was good, but every single coach was like, "Can we speed this up? Come on."
Let's go watch the Warrior game. We're trying to watch the Dubs over here. You know what I mean? And then you rush home and you watch the Warriors lose. It sucks, man. They lose by 11. If you're just joining us, 121, 110 is your final score. Just a very disappointing end, man. I think the entire dude. It was a week ago, Tony. Just 1 week ago. We had our Batman and Robin cartoons, bro. I'm getting ready to record my new song. We're doing all this cool shit, and now the season's over. It's really disappointing. So back to the question I asked you, Steph Curry, at this point, do you think he can still win a title with the right people around him?
Yes, absolutely, yes.
Question. Well, I'm going to back it up then. Can he win a title with the group that surrounds him right now?
No, no, probably not. I don't know. Like I don't know, like GP2.
I think I'm good saying goodbye to GP2.
I like him, but
we all like him. But he's not. There's no impact anymore. Like he's not the same player he was in 22 when we all fell in love with him.
Like now is Lacob right now, literally right now. Is he already trying to like fly out and hang out with Giannis?
Get me Giannis on the phone, goddammit. I got you know what I mean? I got what's the name of that Greek pastry? I've got a whole box of baklava sitting here. Get Giannis out to the bay. Dude, whatever it takes, Joe. Make your call and shout out baklava. That's pretty good stuff. Nice flaky pastry.
Shout out spanakopita too. If you like a appetizer pastry too. It's in the phyllo dough. That's like the spinach and cheese inside the phyllo dough.
Hey, shout out to just the Greek people in general. Tony, the most famous Greek, point to one for me because I got a great one for you. Go ahead. Your favorite Greek, your favorite high-profile Greek.
Jimmy the Greek.
I don't even think he was Greek at all, but that's fine. The judges will accept that. Ready for mine? And I got to try to mention him at least once a week. It used to be every show, and I can bring it back. Shout out to the legendary, the well-empowered, well-endowed Tommy Lee on drums. He's Greek. How do you like that?
Come on, really?
Yeah.
No way. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. His real name is what the hell is his? I think his real name
is not Lee. For real?
I think his real name is I want to say Bass, Like Tommy.
Really?
Yeah. But he is great. Anyway, he is great. And his mom, what I knew about that is his mom was like a beauty queen in Greece before they moved to the States and stuff. So there you go.
Wow. God, I had no clue.
Yeah, it's your Tommy Lee update for the night, Tony. That's all I got for that. Other guys on the Warriors. Okay, so I'm ready to say goodbye to Gary Payton II. I mean, nice player. He helped us when he could, but I think there's not much else happening. This might surprise you. I would deal Kuminga. I would. I think he's too erratic. He's too young, and he's very uncertain of some of his actions. Like he'll freeze himself up. He gets stopped at the rim. He turns the ball over. I know he's explosive. He can go to the rim. He can dunk and all that. But I don't think that he is. I kind of feel like even though he did lead the team, and well, not tonight. He didn't lead the team in scoring. He did in the last game. He had a nice night tonight. He did play 32 minutes, 11 of 23. 3 from 9 behind the stripe, but I would move him to get something back, and because you already know what you have at Kuminga. And did you hear the reason?
Right now's the time to deal him because his stock is high, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And can I be the total dick in the room and suggest or throw it out there? Would you consider trading Draymond?
Me personally?
Yes.
No, I wouldn't.
We're talking about like who do you want to see next year? Would you consider trading Draymond?
No, I wouldn't. Not me. How about you?
I think I would. I mean, I love Draymond, but I think I would consider it and see what you can get. Put it out there, dangle it out there.
How do you like this?
The bait, the way they dangle the bait in front of Draymond, and he takes it most of the time, right? Like Draymond, he didn't do anything tonight. He was very well behaved tonight, but again, he kind of regressed in this series for me, and it bummed me out because in the Houston series, I was like, dude, Draymond, oh my god, I was like salivating over Draymond.
He had a great series against Houston, yeah,
and then this series, I feel like he kind of regressed. I don't want to get rid of Draymond, but if you could get a nice big man for Draymond, or I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah, no, you're not the only one. You're not the only one. I mean, there's other people that talk that way about Draymond too. Let me put it to you like this. I don't think Steph Curry would ever let that happen. I don't think Steph Curry would let Draymond Green leave. I don't think he would allow that to happen.
I gotta call timeout on that, Paulie, because I gotta say I don't think Steph was too thrilled having to go out in plain clothes and like with a hurt hammy and go grab Draymond and having to control him. Like I don't know. I just wonder how much is too much with Draymond, and is it? I don't know. I don't know the answer. I do know that he goes right to the line, and I guess he's never crossed Steph's line, but he's crossed other people's lines, and it's I don't know, man. I love Draymond. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just.
Well, let me ask you this. Let me put it to you like this. Then imagine this team without him.
Well, would you like if you could keep Butler, right?
Yeah.
If you could keep Butler and trade Draymond, would you do that?
No. I want to keep Butler regardless, but I want to keep Draymond Green too. There's nobody on that team that plays with Steph Curry the way Draymond does. There's nobody who knows how to get him the ball better than Draymond Green. There's nobody that sets picks for Steph to roll off screens better than Draymond. Like Draymond does so much stuff for and around Steph Curry to allow Steph to excel. And would
you put Draymond in a package deal that included Giannis?
No, I would not. Yeah. If you're talking about Giannis, yeah. But again, I truly believe, from what I have heard, that people that really know what's going on over at Chase Center and really have the ins with the team, I do not think Steph Curry would ever allow Draymond Green to leave this team. Like, he would put his foot down and talk to Dunleavy. He would put his foot down and talk to Kerr, whoever was involved in moving him, Lacob even. He would say, like, nope, I want Draymond on this team. Like, those guys have like made a pact with each other, for real, Draymond and Steph, that they want one more title before they walk away. And that's kind of where I was asking. Here's another question, Tone. This is what happens. This is what happens, man, when you lose in the second round in 5 games in a very underwhelming fashion. It brings up a lot of questions, and these guys are getting older. That's the other part of it. But Tony, something we haven't talked about at all, but do you think that when Steph decides to step away from the game, do you think Steve Kerr goes with him?
Yes.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. I think it's like that for Draymond Green, Steph Curry, and Steve Kerr. I think those are like the OGs that want to ride this thing until the wheels fall off, and that could be happening now. But I have wondered about that. Like if Steph,
I have a question. Does our boy Raymond Ritter decide to hang up the vest when Curry hangs it up?
No.
Why Raymond, not? Dude, Raymond,
what's he gonna do? He's kind of what's he gonna do? Be a PR? I don't want him PR.
He can retire. He's probably well paid. He can retire, and then you could have this ceremony that we want to do later on when we have the retirement ceremony.
That's Dom Peralta's handiwork. That's one of my favorite Dom pieces, by the way, dude. With I like the outline of his face too. Up there, it's badass.
So good.
Hey, DC is a super Tony. Throw him up there. Let's see what he's got for us. I can't see that.
Here we go. Oh, Leah Phillips. She became a new member. Leah Phillips is now a member of the PMP VIP. Nice.
You, Thank you, dear. Thank you, dear.
Leah, I appreciate your stick-to-itiveness. Yeah. And DC, thank you for the super brother. Yeah, next show going to need some hot takes on Giants trading a bullpen arm for a first baseman. Ooh, on Bebo, I support Paulie's take to deal Kuminga. Also, do tech and flagrant foul totals reset at the start of a new season? I believe they do.
Yes, they do. Yeah, he'll have a clean slate next year. But
DC, hold on, DC. Do you want to talk about Jordan Hicks? 1-5 Jordan Hicks with a 6.5 ERA. You want to talk about Jordan Hicks?
I don't want to talk about Hicks.
I think I'm done. I think I'm done.
Let it out, Tony. Let this out of your system. You know what's so funny about Tony? I swear to God, I remember this before the season started. Okay, before the Giants even threw an effing pitch of meaningful baseball in a real game this year. I swear, I remember you said that. You're like, well, I like the rotation. Verlander, we'll see, blah blah blah. And then you went off on Hicks before the season even started. You're like, you didn't go off on him. That's not fair. But you did say something. You questioned it. You're like, I don't know what this thing is with Jordan Hicks, why he's got to be in the rotation. And you turned out your instincts were pretty spot on.
It seemed like they were forcing it. That's how it felt to me, that it was forced. And I don't know. You've got Birdsong could become part of the rotation if you'd like.
Harrison is still sitting around, dude. Get Kyle Harrison back in the mix. That guy, he's a horse. He's built to pit. Thank you. Right? Go.
Yes. Kyle Harrison is just waiting in the wings. I don't know. What about I don't know. Wizenhunt. What about Wizenhunt? Jordan Hicks again. He does have electric stuff, but I feel like I don't know. I've never met.
Say it. Fully formed thoughts here, T. Let's go.
I've never met the guy, but I feel like he thinks that he can just blow it by people. And
not the bigs, you can't. You ain't blowing it past anybody.
When you're giving up first inning bombs like that, and you're giving up 6 runs or whatever it was in the first 3 innings, or less than 3 innings today, and I don't know.
By the way, can I cheer you up a little bit? Let me cheer you up. Here's just a little moment for Creative Tony and myself. We're just going to be friends for like 10 seconds here. I'm going to cheer you up because when the show ends, I'm going to send you Bruce Springsteen's set list from tonight. He's doing a run of shows over in Europe right now. He's doing England, France, Italy. I hate that I'm not there. I freaking hate that I'm not seeing these shows. So tonight was his first show since I think late last year. And he blew it out tonight. He did like a 30-song show, and he encored final song of the night. Hadn't played it since 1988, Bob Dylan's Chimes of Freedom. He ended the show with that. Yeah. So he came out big tonight. So anyway, I'll cheer you up with the Springsteen set list. I'll send that to you right after the tape.
And also, I want to say a major, major thank you to Sons of Johnny LeMaster. The hat that I'm wearing right now came in the mail from Sons of Johnny LeMaster, along with a Pearl Jam sweatshirt, along with a Sons of Johnny LeMaster banner. And he's got some, he's got a lot of hijinks. He's up to some shenanigans because he emailed me like, hey, what's your sweatshirt size or something? And I said, I thought he was talking about a Sons of Johnny LeMaster sweatshirt. And I said, I think, you know what? You can bet on a medium for me, buddy. And then he wrote back saying, actually, sweatshirts are sold out. I'll send you some stickers. And then boom, this care package of Pearl Jam and Sons of Johnny LeMaster Love shows up in the mail. I'm like, this is outrageous. So, Sons, you made my day. You made my week. Thank you, brother. I'm wearing it proudly.
Awesome.
And, thank you for the love, my man.
Sons rules, man. He's a really generous dude. He's been like that forever. Your hat rules too, by the way. And I just saw when you were talking about Dom and the care package he sent you, he just put a message up. He goes, I got Bruce in Milan, Italy, July 3rd. Hell yeah, you do, dude. This kid, he'll travel all over the globe literally to catch shows. I wish I could do that. I just can't pull that off right now. Tony, I want to go back though, because when I was asking you about Steve Kerr, you hijacked the show with some Jordan Hicks thing. I don't know where that came from. Let me go back. And by the way, another curious move by Creative Tony tonight was when I was talking about Steve Kerr, you're like, yeah, you know what? Ritter should retire too. Tell him to take his vest and hit the road. Like, what are we doing tonight, man? What are we doing? Should maybe Dwayne and Mike Krukow should step down as well? Would that make you happy, Tony? Would that-
you know who I bet steps down when Steph steps down?
Don't say it. Don't you dare! You better not say what I think you're about to say.
I don't think you're not gonna see this. I think Bob Fitzgerald.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah,
you're out of your effing mind. What are you, insane?
No, I think he does.
He ain't going nowhere.
He does.
Nah, dude, you're afraid. What are you smoking tonight, dude? You're running Ray Ritter out of town. You hate Draymond's guts. You won't root for the Knicks, and now you're saying you're talking outrageous shit tonight. What's going on with you?
Well, I don't know. Maybe the game's got me thinking a little wacky, but
Bob Fitzgerald ain't going anywhere. You better get used to it.
I think Bob and Steph are pretty tight from what I gather. But
what does that have to do with anything?
When Steph,
he's going to stop working. Bob's just going to stop working.
Because there's going to be a rebuild, dude, and it's going to be a different vibe and a different team and a different situation and a different everything.
By the way, the people on the comments line want you to take a breathalyzer. We're getting concerned that you're already inebriated. It might have something to do with that triple IPA. I saw that go flying by a second ago. By the way,
I'm drinking a lazy hazy. It's called from Fall River Brewing Company in Redding, California.
Yeah, you're personifying all of those qualities right now. Lazy and hazy. I'm just kidding. Tony, nice. I saw another, I think Sons of Johnny Lee said this a little while ago. Rex says Tony needs to change his diaper. Hey, you should diaper up just so you don't have to leave the show like you did last week with your little pee break.
I took care of myself before the show.
I'm very glad to hear that. I took care of myself as well in the bathroom, not the other way. Tony,
hold on. How long have we had Steph? Have we been blessed and lucky enough to have Steph? And it's like, like we were talking about the crowd at Chase Center. They take it. It seems they take a lot of it for granted. Because you have the best shooter in history of the game playing. Granted, he's not playing in this series, but you have the greatest run in Warrior history happening. And I feel like people take it for granted. And when Steph leaves, man, that is like just crank up Black Sabbaths into the void, because we're going into a major void.
Or crank up into the void, and then for a double shot, cue up Wheels of Confusion, because there's going to be a lot of confusion. And by the way, I love Wheels of Confusion. Favorite Sabbath album, Tony? Go real quick, just for my head.
Master of Reality, done.
You always say that. Okay, I can't dispute it. What am I going to say? I'm not going to argue with Master of Reality.
What? This is a total. I'm gonna totally hijack the show.
I don't know what's going on with you.
Why don't you say your point about Steve Kerr and the Warriors? And then I got some news, Paulie, that I want to give to you, and it has to do with Black Sabbath and Thailand. So I just want to get to that after Steve Kerr.
Well, I want to get there as soon as possible. So I just want to go back to Kerr. So if Kerr, which I do agree with you on this one, all kidding aside, I actually do think when Steph leaves that Steve Kerr might go too.
Yeah.
Now, do you think Steve Kerr will continue to coach if he, now I know none of these things are happening. We're just speculating, obviously, but I don't think it's that far-fetched to think that when Steph and Draymond step down, maybe Kerr goes with them. And if that does happen, do you think he continues his coaching career, or does he maybe take a step back? Because what he had in Golden State will never be duplicated. It was almost like, remember what Carmen Policy used to say about the 49ers in the 80s? He called it Camelot. Mm-hmm. And I kind of feel like that's what the Warriors had there. I mean, and don't forget, I know you don't, but just to remind everybody, not only did the Warriors win 4 titles, they went to the finals 6 times. I mean, they lost to Cleveland when Draymond gets suspended. Shout out Stephen A. Smith calling it LeBron James stimulus package. Totally agree with that. The league basically gave LeBron that one. And then Iguodala got hurt and couldn't defend in Game 7, so they lost that one. And then they lost against Toronto when KD went down. And then Klay Thompson went down. So I'm just throwing it out there. It was so good for so long. The 4 titles, and 6 trips to the finals. I mean, that's not going to happen again. That's just not going to happen again.
Hey, Paulie, you know how we tell our kids dare to dream? Well, I'm going to tell myself dare to dream. I would like Kerr to retire when Curry retires, and they run for office as a dual ticket, as the Curry ticket. And I want them to start as the can there be co-governors in the state of
Why
California?
not? Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, I'll approve that. Sure.
Right. Can they be co-governors of California and then from there go into the Oval Office? And then we can talk about a little coaching in the twilight of his career after he runs for 2 terms in the Oval Office. Then he could go back to the parquet.
Okay, Tony, I want to get Stevie B up here, one of my favorite guys as it is. Stevie, I was getting ready to hang out with you, man, on Sunday at freaking Longbridge, man. That's what's so disappointing, too. Not only is the Warriors season over, this really foils our plans. We had a big meeting with Neil and Dom and myself and Tony, and we had all the plans ready to go. We were going to unfurl everything for you tonight about tickets and how to get there, what time to get there. It was going to be a really cool deal, too. But in any case, Stevie B, we're going to have to wait till the next time. Did Bruce play Bobby Jean tonight? Favorite Springsteen deep cut track of all time? Oh, mine? Okay, I'll give it to you. Also, Niners schedule 10-plus wins. I agree. Niners are the best in these moments. Easy schedule. We're back. I hope so. You're the third guy that said that today, Stevie B, about the Niner schedule and how it is a pretty easy schedule. It's much easier, much more forgiving than the past couple seasons. But no, I'm looking at the set list right now. I got it right up. And he did play Bobby Jean tonight in the encore.
Nice.
By the way, here, Bruce's encores are a lot like Pearl Jam's. It's not like he comes out and does one song. It's like he comes out and plays for like another hour. So here's Bruce's encore tonight in Manchester, England. Born in the USA, Born to Run, Bobby Jean, Dancing in the Dark, 10th Avenue Freeze Out, and then Chimes of Freedom by Bob Dylan, which he hasn't played since '88. Yeah, that is a really good looking show tonight. He started over in England. So, Stevie,
what did he open the show with?
He opened the show, Tony, with "Land of Hope and Dreams."
Nice,
a great song about America. Right into "Death to My Hometown," "Lonesome Day," "Rainmaker." Dark.
Wow, is he still ending the set with "See You in My Dreams"?
Not tonight. No, okay. He ended with "Chimes of Freedom." Yeah. Yeah,
but that moment last time we saw him, Paulie, when it was just Bruce and his acoustic guitar, and he sings "I'll See You in My Dreams," and I mean, you could hear a pin drop in the arena.
Yeah.
I mean, even Joe Lacob was silent during that jam. It was cool.
I'll shut my mouth for this one. God damn it. It's so sentimental. No, you're right. It's a beautiful song. And even if you don't like Bruce Springsteen and you're listening to me blab on about him, do me a favor. Go to Spotify and just listen to the song called "See You in My Dreams." Yeah. It's on the most recent. It's a beautiful song about Bruce kind of confronting his own mortality and stuff. It's really cool. Anyway, Tony, so I'm done with my Steve Kerr thing. You never answered the question, though. Do you think you would coach another team? I don't think he would.
I don't think so either.
Why start all over again? I mean, it'll never be this, unless he just really wants to teach. And I'm not so sure he does. Honestly, I'm not sure that's the kind of guy he is that wants to like teach basketball. I think he likes having great horses around him. It was the best situation he could have found himself in. And I have a feeling he might wrap it up too when this whole run comes to an end. And to clarify, you guys, I don't think it's over. I don't. No. I think they got to retool and take one more run at this thing with a healthy Curry. Because imagine Dre, Butler, and Steph all playing well together in the postseason. We didn't see enough of it. We saw it for one round, and it worked. They beat a very good young Houston Rockets team.
That's right. I stand by my Dubs in 5 if Curry played. If Curry was healthy, I still stand by that.
I love that take too. I loved when you said that. I actually believe that could have happened too. Yeah. Anyway, what was your thing you were so excited about? Black Sabbath in Thailand, I think. What does that mean? I don't know.
So I did some homework, Paulie. I was given a homework assignment. I'm tardy on my homework, but I did some homework.
Feel tardy.
I watched 4 episodes of Righteous Gemstones, and I watched the first episode of White Lotus season 3, and I'm in on both, like deeply in. I can't love Danny McBride enough.
I'm so with you on that, dude. I am so with you on that.
I can't love. I loved him in Eastbound and Down, and so to see him doing this, and the plot is just beginning for me. And and John Goodman is so good in that role as the minister, as the preacher.
You know who I love on that show, Tony? The sister, dude.
Yes,
I love that. I'm starting to like her, dude. I'm actually starting to like her because, like, she's not like traditionally, you know what I mean? Like, she's a very attractive woman. Don't get me wrong, but like she's not made up to be like a hot chick on the show. She's like a totally insane, like to her dialogue, dude, her lines, her jokes are insane. And, you know, I just saw the season finale. I think it was a week ago. and I thought it was great. Oh, and that's the end of the whole series, by the way. Not just the end of the season. That's it. They're ending the entire show this year.
Season 3?
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn. Okay. Well, at least I know I got some work to do because, man, it is incredible. It's already incredible. I've only seen 4 episodes. It's already incredible. And then, dude,
I'm so with you on McBride, by the way. So with you on McBride. He's like an underrated dude. He's becoming has become kind of a sneaky force of comedy. He's not like a mainstream household name, but he's so freaking funny. I love him.
He's also like self-deprecating, where like he wears like these ultra tight clothes when he knows his body is not.
Yeah, he's got no shame. He doesn't give a shit. I love that. Yeah.
And anyways, and then the White Lotus. The reason I was saying this is because, dude, on the first episode of White Lotus season 3, there is a Thai version of Iron Man. Did you catch that in the first?
Yes, they're in the pool or something like that. Yeah. I do.
I had to rewind it. And then there's a Thai version of Black Magic Woman. In the episode. Yeah. And then also that band who I love that I've talked to you about, Paulie, that band Khruangbin out of Texas.
Yeah, they're metal, right? They're a metal band?
No, they're like trancey reggae, sultry. I don't even know how to explain it, but it's Khruangbin, but they have a song.
I'm sorry, go finish your thought, T. My bad.
I was gonna say that they have that song's in the first episode, but again, I hadn't seen obviously any White Lotus for a while, and so when I locked in, because that show is produced in a very specific way, where they very mysteriously produced, very like they'll zoom in on like a statue of a monkey for like, I don't know, 10 seconds, right?
Yeah,
and some crazy little sound effects going on the sides.
Yeah,
I couldn't be more in. And the family with the Duke and the North Carolina connection.
That's Schwarzenegger's kid. That guy, the big dude, is Schwarzenegger's kid. Did you know that?
Oh, I did not. That's Schwarzenegger's kid. Okay.
All right. The big guy. The oldest brother is Schwarzenegger's son. You'll see the resemblance now that I said it. Yeah. And Goggins, dude, my guy Goggins. Goggins dominating in both, dude. Baby Billy in Righteous Gemstones, Baby Billy's Bible Bonkers. Come on now. And then Baby Billy's Bible Bonkers. And then over on White Lotus, he plays a whole different kind of role. But he's having a big year, Goggins, man. I'm glad you're finally on board. And I'm a little envious, actually, that you're getting to do all this fresh, because I've seen both seasons in their entirety. That was a good distraction, dude. I'm glad you took me off of that. That was good. It helped me to get off the Warrior game for a second.
That's what I thought I would do, because you said something about Black Magic. Or no, you said something about Black Sabbath, and it made me think of Iron Man, and then it made me think of the Thai version of Iron Man on episode 1 of season 3 of White Lotus. And I said, and Dom, I see your comment. We got to get, he wants to get, remember I did the show in Santa Rosa from the restaurant with the backdrop that had all the palm leaves and the parrots and stuff.
Yeah.
And very White Lotus-esque is, I think somebody in the comment line said, like, Jesus, is Tony on the set of White Lotus? And Dom's been on the hunt for that backdrop, so we're going to make that happen.
Hey, Patty from Napa checking in with a really good thought. I got to pass this along to Tony. Patty says, where did it go? She goes, wait until season 4 of White Lotus, or maybe episode 4, she meant. You're going to see everything there is to see on Goggins. You're going to get it all. Let me just put it to you this way, Tony. You're going to get an extended, prolonged, full frontal nudity scene with Goggins, and there's nothing you can do about it. There's nowhere to hide. It's just coming right at you. It's like, damn, that's yeah.
Oh, that's good stuff, man. I'm very excited to dive in headfirst, and I just want to let you and the PMP Army know, because I did say that I assigned myself homework, and I did begin my homework, so we're good to go there. So, and I got more time on my hands now that I don't have to rewatch Warrior games for a while. So.
Yeah, it sucks, man. The whole thing sucks. We'll talk more about it tomorrow too, but we can wrap. We can get ready to wrap. I got to put Rags to bed, dude. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. Rags, what time are you getting up for work, by the way, bro? You don't have to keep doing this. I feel so bad. I'm like keeping you up like this. But no one's got a gun to your head. You're doing it to yourself, actually. But tell me what time you wake up. I'm starting to get a little guilty feeling here. And we can wrap in just a minute, because we'll do more Warriors tomorrow. We'll finish this up tomorrow. Giants are off tomorrow. And then Tony already mentioned the series they got coming up. Is there anything else you want to hit tonight, Big T, before we wrap?
No, well, just the Giants, they're in a tough skid right now, man.
Yeah. And they've lost 4 of their last 5, so it's not going well.
Yeah. And the series over the weekend, they lost 3-1, 2-1, 7-6. I mean, that's a tough sweep right there, too. Like, they're getting the good pitching, except for that last game. I don't know. And then the decision needs to be made about Jordan Hicks.
I've seen enough. I'm cool. I'm with you, man. I've seen enough. I'm cool making a switch. I mean, make a switch.
Also, Ramos is swinging a hot bat right now. And also, and by the way, Kyle Shanahan, if you want like a backup running back, I think Ramos could probably put on some pads and be a running back immediately with those thunder thighs. And then Jung-Hoo Lee, dude. Jung-Hoo freaking Lee. He jumped
again. Yeah.
He went deep today. He went deep yesterday. The guy is just so fun to watch, man. And the hooligans, they had 102 hooligans there last night. So I think that and they're going to try and get 204 for the next gathering. I think they go to one game a month, the hooligans, and they organize it. And
how do you have numbers on this? How in God's name do you have like numbers of the hooligans? Like where would you get something like that?
I read because they originally started out as 51. The group was 51 for his jersey.
Are you serious? Are you serious? Okay.
Yeah, they had 51 members because he wears jersey 51, and he wears jersey 51 for Ichiro, by the way.
I thought he wore it for Ken Norton Jr., but I guess I was wrong. Or Randy Cross, or Randy Cross for that matter. You know,
I mean, did I want to know if Jung-Hoo Lee asked Willie McGee if it was okay to wear 51 in the first place?
By the way, let me just throw this out there. I don't even know the answer to this. I've never even considered this really, but it just occurred to me that because I said Ken Norton Jr. first, who, by the way, he was a great Niner, dude. Ken Norton Jr., that linebacking trio of Kenny Norton, Gary Plummer, and Lee Woodall in the late 90s, those guys could play, man. That was a good group they had back then. But I was going to say Randy Cross, who is a great friend of the Murph and Mac show. We've hung with Randy a million times over the years. He's a great guy. Didn't he wore number 51, dude. He played center. He moved all over the offensive line. But when was the last time you saw an offensive lineman with a 50-something number? I can't think of another. Like, that's like the only guy I can think. I don't even know how he got away with that.
I know, because it's a linebacker number. That's a great call, Paulie. I don't know. Hold on. I have to do something immediately because I just saw something on the comment line, and you're not going to stop me, Paulie. So stand by. I'm going to play it immediately. Okay.
Come on,
beautiful song. Yeah.
Paulie, Doug from Japan is actually joining the show. He just commented and said, you guys are on so late that I can actually join the show.
You know what, dude? Hey, Japan, stand up, man. I love it. Hey, Doug, thank you for checking in live today, bro. Great to have you with us as we do a live show. He's been a great supporter of the show, Doug Mirakawa over in Japan. By the way, we need more Japanese representation. I got to get over there, dude. I got to get into a kimono. I want to see some samurai stuff. Like I'm fascinated with the samurai culture. I really am. I don't want to play with the swords or anything, but I would love to go look at them. I would love to go marvel at the craftsmanship of the samurai sword. I got to get over there at some point. Our buddy Low did it, dude. Our buddy Low Steve was in Japan a couple of months ago.
When I played baseball over there, when I was 13 years old, we were there for 3 weeks, and we toured the Tokyo version of Universal Studios over there.
How was that?
It was phenomenal. Phenomenal. And I held one of these fake samurai swords, but it was made out of like bamboo. It was wild, but it was painted and all decked out like a real sword that they used as a prop on movies. And it was one of the coolest things ever, dude. And the way they treated American baseball players back then, now it's not nearly as big of a deal, but back then in the 80s, it was like, oh my God, American baseball players are here. Why? Basically.
What, in a good way or a bad way?
In a good way. Yeah. In a good way. Because they just loved baseball. Right.
Did you have little creative Tony Japanese groupies when you were over there, like Kiss? Like when they went to Budokan, they had all those girls climbing all over them. Was that like that for you?
No, but they did.
I don't know.
No. But the weirdest thing was they did have these like little autograph signing sessions for our team after every game, because little Japanese kids wanted to just have a signature from an American baseball player. It was the wildest thing ever. And they gave us gifts before every game. We would line up and they would give us gifts. It was amazing.
Hey, they're big on that. No, that's a big part of the Japanese culture is gift giving. Yeah, they do that to people they admire or respect. They just give you gifts. I've heard a lot about that. oh shit, where did it go? There was a message I wanted to read. Damn it, it's already gone. I think it was Ian Weiland. Ian Weiland put this up here. He just scrolled right on by. He goes, dude, I don't know. It's just like my favorite text of the night. He goes, I jaywalked in Japan. It wasn't cool. 2 separate sentences. I jaywalked in Japan. It wasn't cool. Well, I hope he didn't get arrested for doing that. Peter Hoffman checking in as a super T. Give him some love over there.
Dude, look at Pete. He's watching with his son Logan, he's saying his son Logan is the president of the 7U PMP chapter.
Nice. Hey, we gotta get the Pete, we gotta get these next generation kids up and running, man. This is like their training program. So in the Tarantino movie Kill Bill, I think it was Kill Bill 2, when Uma Thurman you have seen Kill Bill, Tony? I assume, right? Yeah. When Uma Thurman goes over to Japan and she meets that sword maker, the guy's the Hanzoi swords. I think the guy's name, the character's name was Hanzoi. But the way, like, the time and the care and the way they like inspected the blade and like he's putting it on his arm and stuff, like I was just mesmerized with that. And then when he's telling Uma Thurman about the sword, it's supposed to be like one of the greatest swords ever made. And he goes, this sword is so powerful. He goes, if you meet God with this sword, God will get cut. I was like, damn. There's something about that whole mythology though, dude. I don't know. It just captivates me, dude. I'm into it. I have that book of the samurai. It's amazing. I recommend everybody read that. It's just like a whole bunch of little blurbs, but they're all so heavy. Like you could read one paragraph and then just contemplate it for like an hour. It's like really heavy stuff. Yeah. About being servant to your master and all this kind of stuff. And Tony's my master. I serve him as often as possible. I got to bow down to my master. What were you going to say, T, about the sword culture, the samurai culture?
Well, it wasn't about the sword culture, but it was about the book that I'm reading that Dom gave us right now. It's the Rick Rubin book. Thank you.
Yeah.
That thing is.
I haven't started that yet. How is it?
Oh, it's incredible, man. I'm halfway through it, and it's just, you want to talk about just a guru on life and the creative just mind and the creative process. It's incredible. It's incredible. I forget exactly what the name of the book is. Dom, if you're on the line, maybe comment on what the name of the book is. I forget. But it's really
about creativity. It's like Rick Rubin on creativity, something like that. But anyway, Dom, thank you. Very generous. I haven't started reading mine yet, but I will.
It's so good. I mean, it could be my my particle of impeachment every week because of me diving in, since Dom gave it to us at the season opener party at Longbridge Pizza. I was going to tell Doug if he wants to become a PMP VIP, the first PMP VIP member ever in Japan. Click the little icon next to the subscribe bell. And you can become part of the PMP, become a PMP VIP. And we're going to be creating extra content. We're going to be creating some cool stuff. Paulie, I think we got to get now that we turn the page to Giants baseball, maybe a Jung Hoo Lee song. Maybe we put pen to paper and make a Jung Hoo Lee song.
I'm very tempted to do it to Kiss's Hooligan, but nobody knows the song. It's too much of a deep track. It's on Love Gun. It's a Peter Criss song, but there is a Kiss song called Hooligan that would work beautifully. I'm a hooligan. But anyway, too obscure, nobody would know it. All right, Creative Tony, let's get into the home stretch. Let's do Longbridge Pizza and let our class get some rest and get to bed, especially you, Rags. Go to sleep, for God's sakes. Although I love the passion, bro. I really do. I love that you're here every night. It really warms my heart. It really does, man. Longbridge Pizza on a Wednesday night when we're not in the greatest mood, watching the Warriors season come to a very, very disappointing end up in Minnesota in front of that fan base. Did you hear the chant, dude, in the fourth quarter? Wolves in 5. It's like they don't even know how to. It's like, dude, you guys are scrubs, dude. Wolves in 5. Wolves in 5. It was like so corny. There's something extremely corny about Minnesota teams. I don't know what it is. You know what I mean? Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm being too harsh. But when I look at that fan base, they piss me off. They just do. They just piss me off.
Dude, I get it, man. I get it. And again, I feel like they're a very, very fortunate fan base and fortunate team, but not having to play Steph Curry. Against Steph Curry. I mean, I just feel it's a completely different series with Steph on the floor. Completely different series. The whole game, the whole approach from both sides changes drastically with Steph on the floor. Yes, the T-Wolves shut the lights out from behind the arc. Yes, Randall was an absolute force. Although, hey, feel free to call offensive fouls when he just literally barges his shoulder into Draymond or whoever else is guarding him.
Dude, Jack Santos with an elbow to the jaw under the hoop.
It's a common foul. It's a
common foul. That's all. Yeah, no intent there.
Hey, McDaniels can pull the jersey and literally just Billy Club Buddy Hield, common foul. It's okay.
Oh, dude, that's another guy we didn't even mention, but I think I'm good with Buddy Hield too. We can say goodbye to Buddy Hield, man. No disrespect. I like him. He's a nice guy, but dude, where was he? Where was he? Where was he tonight? Where was he in game 4? It's like, dude, Buddy, like he went off in game 7 in Houston and got all of our hopes got it, but he can shoot, dude. He hit 9 threes in that game. And then these last couple of nights, he was pretty much non-existent, turning the ball over, just making bad decisions, really bad. Hey, Doug, look at you, man. Get him up there. He's a VIP, T. I just want to give him some love.
Doug, nice. Yeah. There he is. Love it, Doug. Thank you. Thanks for repping in Japan.
Oh, dude, he's wearing like a Sharks. He had like a Sharks golf hat on right there. Is that a Shark hat? I think it is. Doug, I'm a fan, bro. I'm a freaking fan. You stay in touch, man. And thanks for supporting the show in Japan. I really mean that. I think it's awesome. Dom Peralta checking in as a super now. We got Big D checking in. Throw him up there, T.
Fantastic. By the way, thank you all for joining the PMP VIP party. And Dom Peralta says, my particles to the PMP. Rick Rubin, the creative act. A Way of Being. There it is. That's a great call. That's the name of the book. Highly recommend it. Dom, thank you for showing me the light on that book because, man, it's a page turner, dude. Like, it really is. It's like, anyways, I learned something new on every single page. I'm enlightened in every single page.
I'm going to teach you something new right now. You probably don't know this, Tony, but in the early 90s, Rick Rubin and Henry Rollins formed a short-lived record label called Infinite Zero Records. And they and they put out a bunch of stuff from people that they liked, artists that they liked. They put a Devo record out. They had some like Mississippi Fred McDowell, like some blues stuff. But Rollins told a really funny story about Rick Rubin, and he was saying, like, when you call Rick Rubin's house, a lot of the times, like, somebody else will just answer the phone, and Rollins would be like, hey, can I talk to Rick? And then whoever answered the phone would be like, well, he's meditating. Yeah. And they'd be like, well, we got business? We got like this big meeting. And he go, well, he's not done meditating. So that was like the thing. He's always meditating. But then he drove, ready for this. Rollins was living in like Venice Beach, early 90s, didn't have a lot of money. Now he's doing great. He's probably in a big pad now. But he had like a little beach house in Venice Beach. And he said Rick Rubin came over one day in a Rolls Royce. And he was like, oh, shit, because it was like kind of a sketchy neighborhood. Venice is sketchy, man, on the beach down there.
Yeah.
And right after that happened, everybody in the neighborhood was like checking him out, like thinking like there must be money in there because we saw a Rolls Royce. He was like a target. But anyway, shout out to Dom and thank you for the book and thank you for being a super, Dom. Anyway, back to Longbridge, dude. I got distracted. Longbridge Pizza. They're our friends. They're our brothers in arms, our first sponsor. We love these guys dearly. We really do. Neil Donardi does it right down there, 2347 3rd Street. We talk about the laid-back vibe. We talk about the serious pizza. Now it's time you experience it for yourself. If you haven't already, I know a lot of our audience goes in there now, which is great. But you guys get in there yourself. And again, I'm going to continue to pump this Senor Pie and simultaneously promote Jerry Garcia covering Bob Dylan's Senor. I'll keep doing it if I have to. Senor. Check it out. It's great. It's on Jerry Garcia Live 1991. Great version. Anyway, Tony, the Senor Pie, tomato sauce, sourdough crust. You've got your cheddar and mozzarella blend. And you know me, Tony, I like a good blend. I learned that from you. Kaler, get me a blend. It's all about the blend. Only in this case, they're blending cheeses. Then comes the chorizo sausage. Then comes the red onion, the spicy pickled peppers, the crema, the Cholula, the cilantro. It's all happening on the Senor Pie, only available in the month of May. So get on down there. I was looking forward to eating one of those on Sunday. I'm not lying, with that lime right in the middle on the 50-yard line. But I'm going to have to wait till next week because I got to go see Neil anyway. But Tony, as we wrap tonight, just your thoughts on Longbridge, and then we'll let everybody go to bed and get their beauty sleep.
We love Neil. We love Andrew. We love Andre. We love the whole staff at Longbridge Pizza. They're great people. It's a great vibe. It's in the Dogpatch neighborhood, which is a super, really, really fun neighborhood to just stroll through. Great mom and pop shops, restaurants, bars, all across the Dogpatch neighborhood. And also, I'm going to share this, Paulie, and I'm going to get rid of the banner as well because it's time for some pizza porn here on a Wednesday night. Because tomorrow is their Thursday squares, and they've got the Thursday style.
Yeah,
this is the Sophia Square pizza right here. Let's just let this roll.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Hey, come on, look at the burnt edges. Come on, look at the crispy cheese on the
Turn
side.
the sound down on that, T. Mute the video, please. Yeah, there we go.
Cheese on the side. Look at that. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's badass, dude. I wish I had one of those right now. I'm not going to lie.
Oh my God! Look at the dollops of mozzarella on the top.
Dude, you beat me to it, bro. I was right behind you on the freaking dollops, dude. I like a good dollop. Great word, Tony. Could you? Another one of my favorite creative Tony words that he uses all the time is hoist. Could you hoist the dollop on that pizza, Tony? Could you make that possible?
Totally.
Yeah, you like that? Oh, yeah.
I like that. That's a good Fish album too, by the way. Hoist. But Paulie also, the A's are in town. From the Sacramento A's are in town. John Fisher's A's are in town. Double guns and
always double guns.
I would be willing to bet that the dudes from the Last Dive Bar will be in full effect at Oracle Park this weekend. Yeah, there we go.
From the Last Dive Bar are good. We got to get those guys on the show. I really like these guys. Check out their check them out online at the Last Dive Bar on Twitter. They're really passionate Oakland guys. They're super cool. They sent us a gift pack and some Oakland hats and stuff. But yeah, dude, I know John Fisher's A's, dude. I feel bad for the players. Imagine these guys are dreaming of being big league players, and now they're playing up in some rinky dink, like, I don't know. It's like it's embarrassing, dude, for Major League Baseball.
It's a wonderful minor league ballpark. It's not a major league ballpark.
No, it's not a major league, but no, it's embarrassing, dude. They shouldn't be in that situation. I feel it's terrible. It's terrible.
The reason I brought up the A's is not to get us all worked up about the A's, but to let you know that the Giants are in town hosting a home game series, a home series, Friday night 7:05, Saturday night 6:05, Sunday 1:05. You can get to Long Ridge before or after those games, and you can have it or stop by, grab some food, and bring it into the yard. So,
hey, Big T, did you know this about our dear beloved Patty from Napa? Did you? I don't even know if you know this. Did you know she's a hardcore A's fan?
I did not, but that doesn't surprise me because
she's a serious A's fan. She's an A's Niner combo. That's a combo that does exist, but it's a rare combo. It's usually Niners and Giants, but she's A's and Giants. So I'm just saying, Patty's got to be the most bummed out of all of us being an A's fan. Watching.
She commented saying that they're dead to me. She said, "Dead to me" is her
really.
Comment.
Yeah.
Think about it. I mean, you might. Yeah, God, dude, I really feel for all the A's fans, Paulie. Maybe we should approach the Last Dive people to come on either before or after this series this weekend, because
you know what? Done. That's a great call. I'll reach out tomorrow. That's a great call. We'll get them on. I'll try to get them on Friday. Get somebody from the Last Dive Bar Friday. That's a great call, Tony.
Go ahead. In the meantime,
you go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, maybe we should get Fitz on and ask him if he's going to retire when McCurry retires.
Yeah, is he, or if is Bob Fitzgerald helping Raymond Ritter box his stuff up now so he can move out? I mean, Tony, we got to get you off the air tonight, dude. This kid got loose. I don't know what he was doing. Hey, Doug Murakawa from Japan, dude. Thank you for joining us today. Leah Phillips, Noemi, Don Peralta, Dub City, Ian Weiland, Stevie B, Rags. Who am I forgetting? There's so many of you out there, and I can only see a limited amount. So DC, of course, thank you as well. Sons of Johnny Lee. Did I say Leah Phillips? I'll say it twice if I didn't. I don't know what else we can do tonight, T. I think we should probably just wrap. Bring in Professor Roth. And we still couldn't keep it to an hour, dude. Even on a Warriors funeral, we still can't keep it to an hour. It just can't be done. Creative Tony, dismiss the class, my man.
I want to give love to the Nutter, Pine Needle,
Johnny Red,
Robot Centaur, also Sweet Mad Hatter, and the Leg Bong. Hopefully you're using the Leg Bong this weekend. Ian Weiland, Sanchi. I'm just scrolling back. Scarlet Fire,
Monica Lopez, Mark Graves, NorCal Refrigeration and HVAC. All of y'all, man, all of y'all.
Hey, probably on the way out, just because I saw NorCal Refrigeration and HVAC on the comment line. Can I do? We've played "Give Us the Los," but can I also can we just go back to what inspired "Give Us the Los," the track that we got before "Give Us the Los"?
Isn't that the one we got cracked by YouTube though? Didn't they like season?
No. That's Hogging Up the Paint by somebody else.
Which is a good track, by the way. Hogging Up the Paint is a good track, but go ahead.
Hogging Up the Paint's a great track. I think it's by Patrick Patton, the one who made Particle Land. But this is
yes.
This is another work from NorCal Refrigeration and HVAC. Hans
Lupa.
There's something about this vocal, dude.
Hans Lupa. Sometimes he's got a stick, he'll get your back. Sometimes he's in your hand, and that's the facts.
Yeah.
He might go low, and that's okay. Hans Lufa all day. He's got a special power.
Yeah, damn, this kid can write songs, man. I'm down.
He'll scrub you in the shower.
Exfoliate.
All right, man. Thank you, Big T. And thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
So good, man. There you go.
Fire, too. I want to give Noemi. You got to exfoliate. You know that, just like I do. I want to say thank you to all of you guys, man. Everybody have a good night. Let Dave send everybody home, Tom.
All right, stand by.
Yeah. All right, T.
And then...
Thanks, brother. Hey, Creative Tony, enjoy your new Pearl Jam hat. Good on you, Sons of Johnny Lee, man. He's one of the greats out there. And everybody for stopping by. And we'll get through it, man. We got through it as well as we could. I'm disappointed. Y'all are disappointed. What can we do? Show up here tomorrow at 11 and riff like crazy. That's the only thing we can do. Yes, Tony.
I gotta say, I'm so thankful that we do this show, and so thankful that we have the audience that we do to be able to do this show. Because honestly, God, Paulie, this is therapeutic for me. I was actually really excited I wasn't happy that the Warriors lost, of course, but I was excited the fact that we could turn on the mics, turn on the show, and enjoy the listeners and viewers, and kind of just do a group therapy session, because it was therapeutic for me, and I hope it was for you, and I hope it was for everybody else too. Well, I don't know. These are the shows that I look forward to the most, because we got to celebrate the wins together, man, and we got to commiserate the losses together. So I appreciate
the Nutter says it. The Nutter says, great show. I forgot about the Dubs losing tonight. That's the idea, Nutter, just like Tony said. All right, man. Well, we love you guys. Everybody have a good what's left of your night. Rags, get some sleep. And the rest of you guys, we love everybody out here for supporting the show. Thank you so much. Yes, Rags, PMP is my therapy too. Believe me, we're working through this whole thing together, man. Together, we're going to get there. God damn it. Tony, fist in the air, and we'll see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock, everybody. Thanks for coming by tonight. We do appreciate it. Have a good night. Peace, y'all.